everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here for day 7 of Junk Journal January. You can find all the details below in my description box about this particular challenge. It's a lot of fun and it's hosted by Meg Journals. So today our prompt is stitched. So what I need to make today is a journal card, and it is with a little bit of a theme of kind of being reminiscent of a blanket. I also want to add a bit of a starry element to it. So I just have here just a simple book page that I want to begin with. Book pages begin many projects for me. So first I'm going to just tear away the edge and also just bring this down to the size that I want to work with for this journal card, which I think will be about that. Not too big, not too small, just a journal card. Then I've grabbed a few fabrics that I want to use. These are scraps from my stash here, and they are the colors of the theme that I'm working with right now. So I'm just going to plunk this down on here, and actually maybe I won't use this one. I'll use this glue book so that you see a bit of a contrast here. And I probably will just use a page from it because this glue book is getting to be almost complete, and I'm excited because then I will have one less book to use up, and I will also have this, which I love making turkey tail mushroom type ephemera with. Anyways, let's move on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple patchwork journal card. Then I'm going to stitch it, and I will show it to you. Okay, so first thing is we need to just cut a few little patchwork squares of fabric, and then get my glue stick here and my glue book. I'll just kind of put this all beside one another so that you can see everything, hopefully. And then I may need a new glue stick in a moment here because I think this one's getting low. So we're just going to stick this down and then keep kind of going, making all these little patches. So make sure I make that one long enough. This fabric is from a little leftover from a quilt that I made for my son for Christmas. So that's nice to be able to use little scrappy leftovers. Okay, and I have some iridescent sort of shimmery curtain fabric. I'm going to make a long piece with this one. Let's just look at this piece of fabric. I don't need to have all the layers. Let's pull it apart here. Do I want to keep that stitchy bit? No, I don't think so. Okay. So how much of this do I need? About to here. Let's just cut along this little seam. Get rid of that. Okay, new glue stick. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and glue down that strip. I made just long enough, thankfully. Okay, and then I've got some, this is actually sparkly fabric from a dance costume. I got a bunch of these from my local recycling center. There was a woman who sews dance costumes, and she was donating all her scraps of these beautiful fabrics. So it was a nice little find just some little scraplets of this and that, which works for these kinds of projects. I like finding those kind of little curated bits of things. So you get like a little collection of stuff you can work with. Okay, then this is from one of my daughter's dresses that no longer fit her. Decide what side I like better, this one or this one. I think this one actually. All right, and then I need another strip of something, and I'm going to go with this kind of rainy fabric. Because there are themes of rain in this journal. So let's just tear the top off of there. And we'll glue this final strip up here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to first stitch all the way around. Then I'm going to stitch each square and across the two seams and just make this look a little bit like a blanket. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have completed the stitching, and what I did was mainly I just did a straight stitch around the edge, and then I changed to a zigzag stitch and zigzagged between each of the squares, including again back around the whole edge. So now I just need to trim away all these threads. You could also do some really fun little hand stitch motifs on this piece if you wanted to. Once you've created this little kind of patchwork quilt base. Okay, so now I didn't cover the back because I knew all these stitches and threads would be here. So what I will do is just go around now and trim off the excess fabric that I don't want anymore. Okay. Set all these big scissors out of the way here so that no one gets hurt. Alright, so now we have this, and what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and back it, and I have some old book page here that I'm going to use for that. And I'm again just going to use glue stick because I am going to stitch around the edge one more time just to attach the backing. But first I want to actually add another little element, or a couple more little elements to this, because this is going to go in my North Stars journal that I showed you as part of my routine video. I think we have two pieces of paper here, or is it this one? Just one, okay. Then I have this little image of Nora with her stars that I backed with a bit of scrapbook paper in a color that would stand up but also kind of go with something on the page. So that was sort of my rule. So I'm going to add her there, and then I think on the back I'm going to add a few of these little stars because I want to have these little stars as a way to kind of come all the way through cohesively the journal. So I will use the Fabri-Tac to attach this because it is on fabric. So let's give this a nice little coating because I'm not stitching this on, so I want to use a good glue. We'll just put her there. Just give it a momentary press. Also a good time to just clean up. Okay. Then I will go to the back here and I'm going to just stitch or glue on these little stars. It's kind of a random little pattern with them, as though they're kind of trickling across the page. Okay. Oops. All right, so now I will do one more stitch around the edge of this card, and I will show you the final card. Alright, so here's the final stitched card, and I did add some little bits because I had to surprise you with something, right? So I added a little bit of iridescent organza fabric and just some loose fun threads, which I will leave long. And on the back I added a little word snippet that says, "Let the stars out." And that goes along with the theme of the journal that I'm working on. I use stitching in the majority of my work. I find that it really adds a lot of beauty to a journal. So that's it from me for now. I'll be back tomorrow with the next day of Junk Journal January. Thank you for watching.